103.5 WIMZ, Knoxville's Classic Rock. This is where I talk, I suppose. I was talking with Joe Bonamassa sitting here. We were shooting the breeze a little bit, talking about radio. And I will welcome him into the studio right now. Joe Bonamassa, born in New York, lives in L.A. right now, playing, of course, at the Bijou tonight. I've been promoting this pretty big here over the last few days. Thank you so much for taking time to come in here.
Not a problem. This is actually the first time I've ever been in Knoxville. In 20 years of doing this professionally, and I love the town. We had a chance to kind of like, down by the Bijou, it's like, some bunch of cool stuff, and even been walking out in the rain today, so it's been a great day.
What do you think about that old venue?
It's really cool. I'm into history of any kind, so, the fact that the venue's been here since 1909, and this has, they actually painted it on the side of the wall. I noticed that, who's been there, and, that's the beauty, and we play all over the world, and, a lot of those great theaters in Europe are reserved only for chamber music, even I'm like, my hair is too long to get into some of those, places, and especially Germany and France. But here, America has such a rich history of these theaters, and every town has, a Tennessee theater or a Bijou theater or something like that. Even the town I grew up in, Utica, New York, and the fact that we get to play them on a daily basis is just lovely. It's like my favorite venue, so we're excited about tonight.
And the acoustics aren't bad there either.
I haven't figured that out yet. I actually haven't played a note in there. We're going to go for sound check at about 4, but everybody says the acoustics and the sound is really good. So.
It really is. I'm looking forward. I'll be over there tonight. Got your first guitar at 4, started playing Stevie Ray Vaughan at 7.
Yes.
And we were talking off the air about some of your other influences.
Well, I was like, I was really influenced by the British guys.
Mm-hmm.
Clapton, a guy named Peter Green, who played with John Mayall and the Blues Breakers, Jeff Beck, of course, a band called Free, which everybody knows them from the song All Right Now. Mm-hmm. But if you really get into their catalog, they were really more of a traditional English blues band. Guys like, Alexis Corner as well. So, over the years, my father, every Saturday would sit us down, and my sister included, and she kind of bailed after the first 6 months, but I stuck it out. And he'd play Thick as a Brick from Jethro Tull. He'd play Zeppelin 1, and he'd play all this stuff. So I just really got into the English stuff really quickly.
And now, of course, you've got a lot of great originals, and but you also like to do covers on your shows.
Yeah, I don't have an ego about it. I think a great song is a great song, no matter what.
Right.
And, it's one of those things, my job is to entertain people for, 2 hours. And, so if they walk away entertained, I don't think people really fixate on the fine print of who wrote it, Mm-hmm. So we do probably 60 to 70% of my songs, and then we throw in 30-40% of other people's songs that we kind of rearranged and put our own spin on.
Right. What are some of your favorite covers?
We do a cover, tonight we'll do a cover of Had to Cry Today from Blind Faith, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
We do actually do two Clapton affiliated songs. He just sat in with us at the Royal Albert Hall, which we just put the DVD out. And people could actually see me peak as a human being at 32. For 6 minutes, there's Eric Clapton, me, in the Royal Albert Hall. There you go. We do that. We do Further On Up the Road. We do Just Got Paid from ZZ Top.
Really? That's quite diverse.
It is very diverse. In a weird way, it all works. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't think all those songs would kind of go together, but at least in my little world, it makes sense. At least to me.
Well, and that's also a way for you to have a diverse audience, because you're not really pigeonholing yourself with just playing traditional blues or.
Yeah, we are. People say you're a blues band. It's like, yeah, that's really stretching the definition of being a blues band. We're not a blues band at all. I mean, it's more of a rock gig. At this point, so.
Very unique, very unique. I've been reading up a lot about you, and you everything from Muddy Waters to the Black Crowes.
Yeah, Muddy Waters and all that stuff. One of my favorite records from him was, again, I always kind of went against the grain, was one that Marshall Chess did. It was called Electric Mud. And he got all these psychedelic musicians, and put them all together and used Muddy's voice. And it's just, I think, one of the coolest records. I mean, absolutely got panned by the blues, glitterati, back in the day, and said, this is not a blues album. How dare you do this to the great Muddy Waters? But I think stuff like that, I think, really withstands the test of time. And sometimes when you're doing stuff that's a little bit, off the beaten path as far as what the traditionalists think that the definition of music should be, I think hopefully history will judge my albums a little bit more favorably than those people have. But either way, I'm happy with it.
All right, you brought the axe. I'm looking forward to this.
I did.
All week. So what are you going to do?
I'm going to play Further On Up the Road.
Okay.
Because we did this with Clapton.
I love that.
And I never thought in a million years he would be able to sit in with me. That was pretty cool. So, and there it was. I didn't believe it. I knew he was coming for like 2 months beforehand. Not to make this overly dramatic. I knew he was coming for 2 months. I told maybe 5 people. And I said, until I see this man walk through the doors at the Albert Hall, I am not going to, like, jinx it. And the first thing that came through the door at 4:29 was his amp. It said Eric Clapton. I'm like, okay, well, this is a good sign. The amp's here. And then he's there at 4:30, like you said. Anyway, we did this song. Here we go.
Get it.
Someone gonna hurt you like you hurt me. Further on up the road. Someone gonna hurt you like you hurt me. Further on up the road. Baby, wait and see. You gotta reap just what you sow. That old saying is true now. You gotta reap just what you sow. That old saying is true now. When you mistreat someone, someone's gonna mistreat you. Got me laughing, baby. Someday you're gonna be crying. You got me laughing, pretty baby. Someday you're gonna be crying. Further on up the road, you found out I wasn't lying.
Nice. Yeah. Man, you got some soul there, son.
Thank you.
Awesome. That is awesome stuff right there. The new DVD is live from Royal Albert Hall. It is in stores now. The Ballad of John Henry is on there too. And I was going to play a Lonesome Road Blues off of the new thing, but I want to hear you play live again.
All right.
So we'll come back here in just a little bit next segment and get you to do one more if you don't mind.
Sure, no problem.
All right, Brother Joe Bonamassa in studio, boys and girls. Hang on for another extra long block coming up.
Who are the members of Y-12 Federal Credit Union? They're people